for people who are completely unaware of this version of Texas Chainsaw, tell me, like, what is it? Where does it fit in everything that's come before?
Well, it's a direct sequel to the original film, and it really takes on the story from the original. And there's so many, for fans of the original film, there's so many references to the original story. But I also think it stands on its own for people who aren't familiar with the 1974 classic.
The year of my birth.
Oh yes, great year.
Awesome. So, tell me about your character. Where do you fit in with this family in this crazy house?
Well, she inherits a house in Texas, and she goes to sort of figure out what that is all about, and discovers that she is Leatherface's cousin. So she's sort of she's not a cookie cutter character. She's definitely a very dark character. And then her sort of evolution as a character is very interesting after she discovers who she really is and what she intends to do with that information.
Yeah, that sounds like some pretty terrible news.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. But I mean, it's sort of interesting to be able to play someone who's, that related to that dark and iconic of a figure, and it's definitely a shock.
Well, tell me about the house. Is it patterned after the house from the original?
We do have the shots from the original house, but this house is not. This house is a new house.
Cool. So Tobe Hooper, who directed the first one, had it was like crazy movie set, one of the most harsh movie sets in movie history. What was it like on this set? Anything like that?
It was rough. It wasn't quite as rough from the stories that I've heard from the original. We shot in Shreveport, Louisiana in July and August, so it was very, very hot. It was like 106, 110 degrees some days. And it definitely did get very crazy and difficult at times, but it was a very good experience as well. Not as intense as the first one.
Tell me about your sort of like most brutal day on set. What scene was it, and what did you have to do?
There was a day when it was just like it was incredibly hot. It was like 107, 108 degrees, and we were shooting during the day, and we had to shoot I think the hardest days are where you're just basically at a level of complete hysterics for just 16 hours, and you just are crying and screaming and running and flipping out. And then you have to maintain that momentum when you are sort of exhausted emotionally and physically. So those are the most difficult days, but they're also it's a great challenge for an actor the same time. And so you're doing that in sort of a harsh climate, and those are basically the hardest days.
So to keep it light on set, do people joke in between, or is it just you got to keep the intensity up the whole time?
Yes, I really liked the people I worked with, and they really kept the mood up, and we were I mean, you sort of have to bond and, support each other and that kind of thing. And I think any film set is sort of that in that, I've had good experiences on film sets of people really being all in it together. And yeah, people joke around and keep it light, and when it's time to work, we're ready to work, and that really made it a lot easier.